Hello to everyone. Thank you for joining me. My name is Shavi Zane. I am coming on to put out a message for the 144,000, the chosen seed. Okay. So I want to definitely dive right in. I'm going to be using the cards today because when I tell y'all that the enemy is busy, I do mean the enemy is busy and he is working through karmic family members, ex lovers who are disgruntled because you have walked away. He is working through the governmental system, anything that the enemy can use at this time because the enemy knows that the current structure is doomed to destruction. It's over with for them. And so the enemy is now trying to throw stumbling blocks at the chosen seed to keep us from proceeding down our destined path, to keep us from continuing to rise in our divinity and to know who we are and to bring balance and to restore to restore love and balance to humanity. The enemy does not want that because from that energy he has no position. He has no power, okay? And so the entire structure, when I say the enemy, I am talking about those lower level entities in the spiritual realm as well as those who are functioning in the physical realm that are doing a lot of wickedness and criminal activity and things against the chosen seed in order to try to keep us down. And like I said, that also includes karmic family members. And so I've taken a short hiatus from doing any work on this channel because I do have other platforms where my gift is actually being used to move into areas that are not so comfortable for the enemy. Okay, the enemy is not happy with the truths that are being revealed through my vessel from my lips. Okay, but I'm going to continue down my divine path because I am protected by the Most High. Now, the circumstances that the enemy is trying to throw against me. Let me just tell y'all a bit of what's happening with me at this time. Today, I had someone, the actual police came to my space and they knocked on the door and told me that they was getting complaints that I was not being a good mother to my children and that I am a prostitute. Yes, I did say prostitute. You all heard me correctly, okay? And so these are the type of stumbling blocks that the enemy is trying to use against the chosen seed. I don't know that it's that drastic for you all. I hope that it's not. But when I tell you that the enemy is disgruntled and that the enemy is angry with my position and my calling and the fact that I stand strongly in my purpose and courageously and boldly pursue it, there's people who are mad that that I've walked away from them and that I no longer want them in my space. And when this officer told me this, of course I was very upset, but at the same time I had to keep thanking the Most High because in this moment, in that moment, I was able to see that my purpose is actually, it is breaking down some structures because the enemy is getting so disgruntled that he's trying to use different stumbling blocks to come at me even harder in hopes that it would actually put me in a space of fear, in hopes that it'll put me in a space of backing down from my position or being overly concerned and consumed with what the agenda is against me and my children. But it will not stand, okay? And I have a strong idea of who it was that actually called. This is actually a person that I used to consider a mother who adopted me in the past, but I had completely cut her out of my life because she was a narcissist in my life growing up. And some of you may be able to have a similar situation where you was the black sheep or you was always treated differently, but that was just because we was being prepared, we was being preserved for something greater. And these people, their position was not supposed to go with us in our forward movement, okay? And so yes, the enemy is trying to work through the system, the governmental system, child protective services, all types of stuff, the stumbling blocks the enemy is trying to send me. Even an hour after the police left, I saw 3 FBI cars outside, okay, where they was knocking on people's doors and they was in a hurry to get back in their cars and pull off. Okay, so apparently they was trying to get away with something they didn't want anybody to see. They wanted to be discreet, but it didn't work out so well. However, I know that everything that the enemy has tried to do against the chosen seed will fail. It is failing because his time is up. And if you look at my previous videos, there has been many messages coming in to me to show me that their time is up. In the spiritual realm, we have won the war, okay? But now in the physical, the enemy is running out of tricks. And so they're trying to do things. They're scrambling to do things against the chosen seed in order to try to break us down, in order to try to break us back down into submission. But we're going to stand strongly. We're going to stand firmly and boldly in our purpose. And we're going to keep persevering. Okay, we're going to keep persevering because we want to keep in mind that we are spirits having a human experience. And so no matter what a man man tries to do towards you in the flesh, just know that in spirit, you still continue to rise. And so there's nothing he can do. He can't touch your spirit. He can't touch your soul. And so in spite of what the enemy tries to do, he's not going to break me down. He will not win. I have victory because I'm a child of the Most High God, and because I know who I am, and because the Most High sees all things. He doesn't miss not one beat. He doesn't skip a beat. He sees everything that the enemy does. When they go into their beds at night, after they, get done trying to put on this facade to the public, or even those people that are in a position of so-called authority, when they take those uniforms off at night, they still got to lay their ass down in their bed. They still got to look in the mirror. They still got to take a shit. They still got to do all of these things that us so-called regular people do, that don't have authority, as they might say, but we have authority in the spiritual realm. That sits much higher than any position that any person can have in the physical. So understand, these people are angry, they are mad, they know that we are chosen, and they know that we are powerful, especially in unison as we continue to rise. So let's go ahead and get right into it, y'all, because now I'm feeling good, just being able to release that, okay? You have here coming out angels protecting you. So that's what I just said. We have all of our holy angels protecting us. We have nothing to fear. In spite of what the enemy wants to try to do against the chosen seed, he will not win, because we have holy angels that are surrounding us, okay? And our holy angels are powerful. They are strong, ready to destroy and conquer, okay? And so the enemy thinks that he has some sort of position because he might hold a position of power in the physical, okay? Or he might hold some sort of clout or position of power. Even these people from your family, okay, those who are karmic family members that are disgruntled because you've decided, because you've unmasked them, because the veil has been lifted from your eyes and you now see them in their true nature. These people are very toxic. You knew that there was a dark energy hovering around these people, okay? And so this is why the veil had to be lifted, so that you can release yourself, so that you can go down your divine purpose and your divine path, your divine calling, okay? These people are crazy. The fact that anybody, the fact that this man will come to my door and say that they said I was prostitute, and I've been celibate for 20 months, because in my spiritual journey, I began to understand the importance of holding on to your sexual energy and using that creative energy towards your gifts. This is why now I'm able to sit so strongly in my position and so firmly in my position as a spiritual counselor, to be able to speak out and to help uplift and empower others, okay? If I was in my carnal nature, if I was in my lower nature, in that energy, in that dark energy, you cannot rise to your divinity. You cannot step up in your power. You cannot bring balance to humanity, and you damn sure can't heal yourself, okay? And so it was something that was actually laughable, but at the same time it was insulting. But now that I look at it, I just know that the enemy is trying to use any and everything, and now he just looks stupid. And everyone that is surrounding the agenda of whatever the enemy is trying to do against the 144,000, they look stupid, because we got angels protecting us at all times. Please understand this, okay? So let's see. Look at that strength. They know we are powerful. They know that we are strong. At the bottom of this deck, it says family issues. So yes, family issues, because these people are jealous. They're mad because they wasn't chosen. They're mad because they didn't want to put in the work to do the healing. They wanted to take the easy route. The easy route for them would consist of throwing stumbling blocks your way, so that you would not rise, so that they would always feel like they was in a position of power over you, as long as you sat in this docile state, or as long as you was in poverty, or as long as you was in heartbreak, or never being able to get your relationships right. These people, I'm telling you, these karmic family members, in terms of the chosen seed, the 144,000, your karmic family members are the type of people that carry dark energy. They're the type of people that do dark magic. They're the type of people that will work alongside corrupt structures to try to bring you down. In a way where they'll go very far. They'll go as far as possible in order to try to keep you down, because you have to understand that this thing is spiritual before it is physical, okay? And so these family issues, they go much deeper. They're much more deeply rooted than what you think. And so if that's something that you all might be experiencing at this time, or something that you might have just come out of, or something that you might be getting ready to experience in the future, just understand you have the victory, because we are strong, because we are protected, because we know who we are. Look at that. It says defeated. Their ass is defeated, and they're getting ready to go into some major depression, because see, that's the thing. They was hoping that the stumbling blocks that they sent towards the 144,000 would put us in a position of depression, so that we would be deterred from our purpose, and so that we would lower our vibrations and get on their level, so that they could feel some sort of way. No, what they did was, the dark energy that they sent towards us, it actually went back to them, and every last person that's conspiring with them is going to have to deal with this energy that they tried to send to the 144,000's way. These people are foolish. and they have no understanding of how the Most High works. They have no understanding of how cause and effect works. They don't understand the laws of the universe. They don't understand that what you put out there, you get back, especially, and sometimes you get it back 10 times over, because the amount of passion that you put in that hatred, when you think of those things, or when you try to blatantly do things against the chosen seed, you are always going to be defeated in everything that you try to do against the 144,000, because the Most High said that he called us to do this work. He said, touch not my anointed ones. Okay, but these people, they're still foolish. They still don't understand. They don't what they don't want to understand. They don't want to understand, because understanding would mean that they would have to actually be accountable for their actions. Understanding would mean that they would have to go into that energy of dealing with their karma, learning the lessons that are rightfully coming to them, and healing from them. But these people, they don't want to heal. They'd rather see you on their level, in that space of depression with them. They want you to be defeated with them. They don't want to see you in your strength, but there's nothing that they can do about it, because we're going to continue to rise. We will not be stopped. Okay? We will not be stopped. But that's the goal here. That's what they want to do. What else is coming out? You got false friends. You might have some false friends around you in deep regret here. Okay, in deep regret. And you're going to need to sage their asses. Okay, false friends and deep regret. So that could be false friends, like I said, family issues, false family members that have come around you. And now they're in deep regret because they're starting to see your strength. You better believe they've been watching you. You better believe they've been paying close attention to you all over your social media, trying to see, oh, well, is she down yet? Is he down yet? Is he still in his power? Is he still persevering? Is he still pushing through? Because that would make their day, to be able to think that you are sitting over there wallowing in depression based off of something that they did towards you. That's what these people need to be able to feel, because that's what makes them feel powerful. Okay, and that's also what feeds the current structure of the so-called powers that were, who is losing power over this land, who's losing power over the entire world. Okay, these people, they actually, their source was fed from our fear. The source of their empire standing, their false empire standing, was fed by our fear. It was fed by our self-loathing. It was fed by our bitterness. Any energy, whatever energy the 144,000 chosen seed has been in, because we was not awakened before the veil was lifted now. Before the veil was lifted, we were still in that energy of being able to be manipulated by things that happen in our external environment. So if a family member did you wrong, you might have done something to match that energy, or you might have gone into a state of depression or unhappiness, or, loathing the situation. Or if you, maybe was overly focused on finances in terms of the growth of your material wealth, or certain things around you, or even in relationships, being in relationships with people who are karmic partners, okay? Because we've definitely been with karmic partners where they came in and abused their power. They abused your love. They might have even abused you. The stories that we have goes well beyond anything that many people could ever imagine. And so we was in that energy of being able to, of feeding the beast, because we had not healed. And in our unknowing at that time, before the veil was lifted, we was still had that cord attachment to these energies, to these lower level energies, okay, to these family members and these false friends and false lovers who was also operating in their lower energy. And so because we were still attached to them with that umbilical cord, the energy that we was putting out there in unison as a group consciousness was all that energy of fear. Everybody was operating from fear, bitterness, lack mentality, all of that. It was just one big ball of just ugly. Okay. And now that we have removed ourselves from that, we've removed ourselves from them, we've released ourselves spiritually and physically from those connections, the enemy is shooken up, because he knows now there's nothing else that can be done. So now they're trying to come at you. Now they're trying to come harder. And if you go back and look at one of my previous videos, I think it's called The Snake is Exposing Itself, or the snake is not trying to hide itself anymore. I had those dreams for a reason, because looking back, I saw that, okay, this is what's happening right now. These snakes that was in my life, they used to try to hide behind a false mask, but I always felt in my spirit that they did not care for me. I always knew in my spirit that I was not truly accepted by these people, and this is why I was always in hermit mode. I was always the type of person that just did my own thing. But now I came to the understanding of why I was preserved, why I was set aside, why I was ostracized by these people and made to feel like the black sheep, because it was never meant for me to be a part of their structure, because we are not the same. Okay, the wheat and the tare is now being separated. That we cannot merge. It's like oil and water; it does not mix. Okay, and so these people are angry about that. They try to manipulate you. Okay, you might be in a position where they're trying to manipulate you, or they try to come back with this false love and these false apologies just to get you in their web so that they can turn around and abuse that power or abuse the amount of or abuse your love and your kindness, okay? But you are awakening now. The 144,000 and chosen seed, we are awakening now to these miserable people that was in our lives. We're starting to see that these people are just miserable. They hate themselves. They hate their lives. They hate where things are headed for themselves, because many of them understand, even they are awakening to the fact that their karma is about to hit their ass times 10. Because the more that the 144,000, the chosen seed, continue to rise, the more karma they have to deal with. Now they actually have to deal and face that karma. When we was asleep, I feel like at that time, that's when they was able to avoid the karma from coming to them, because we had not shifted the energy. Energetically, we had not shifted the energy. But because now we are operating from a space of self-love, self-empowerment, we are operating in our divine purpose. We are rising up to be the gods and the goddesses, the kings and queens that we was created to be, the children of the Most High God. Now the energy has shifted in the universe. And so when things shift spiritually, eventually it comes back to make a drastic change of what's happening in the physical as well. So these people are dealing with being defeated right now. They know your strength. They're going through depression. Okay, they're miserable. They're in deep regret about what they have done. They're in this dark energy. It's hovering over them. Okay, it's hovering over them at this point. So don't worry. Don't be in a state of worry. Don't be in a state of anxiety. Because why? Because you are free. You are free from these karmic family members. You are free from this corrupt system. You are free spiritually from those cords that these people kept attached to you throughout your entire life. We're free. The 144,000, we are free. These people are grieving now. Grieving because you're the phoenix rising. You're the phoenix rising from the ashes, and you letting these people eat your dust as you continue to rise. Do not look back. Do not look back. Allow these people to deal with their karma, because it's the only way that they're going to learn. They know that you are the generational curse breaker. They know who you are. You came here with that divine purpose. The Most High gave us that purpose to break generational curses, because there was so many things that was happening from one generation to the next concerning this corrupt structure, this corrupt system, the U.S. governmental system, as well as many of the people that work within it. Okay, the hidden cults, all of these things working with karmic family members to try to bring you down, to try to steal your inheritance, to try to sacrifice you. It's so many different things that these people have been doing. We came here to break these generational curses, and now they're mad because the whole structure is coming down. All is not what it seems. Make sure that you understand that all is not what it seems. We are spirits having a human experience. And so while you might, you want to avoid looking at things from the perspective of what's happening on the surface. Always rise high above your situations, because the higher you rise when it comes to whatever is happening around you, the more you're able to see things from a more clear perspective, okay? If you stay on the surface of what's happening, then you'll be in that lower level energy of actually feeding that, okay? So we rise above it and we see the agenda. We see the purpose. We see why things are happening, so that we can understand, okay, well, this is happening because this structure is actually being torn down. And so, yeah, it's going to disrupt some things. Anytime a structure is being broken down, it causes chaos. But chaos brings change. And so we don't worry. We don't fear. Okay, so let me see what else is coming out. I don't want to make this too long, but I just want to encourage y'all to stay empowered and to continue down your divine path. That says cleanse your spiritual space. So yes, those cords, cut whatever cord you need to cut to these people in a spiritual realm. Cleanse your spiritual space. Whatever is happening within your mind, if you have an overload of thoughts, if you are in that energy of fear for whatever reason, you want to completely dispose of that. Write things down and burn them. I release, I release, I release. And then write down what you want to create instead. Okay? Make sure that you're always in that energy of manifesting those things that's going to keep you vibrating high, and it's going to keep you in that energy of moving towards your divine purpose. What else is coming out? Keep sharpening your gifts and building your creative nature. Stay on the path. Do not allow anything that's happening around you or within your circumstances to get you thrown off track, because that's what the enemy wants. The more that you stay on your path, you show that you have the victory over them. Okay, and there's nothing that they can do. It may not seem clear, but the answers you need are coming very soon. So whatever it is that you may need clarity about, that's why I was just telling you, continue to rise high. Keep going high. Rise high above your circumstances, okay? So that you can see it as from the eye of the eagle, because the eagle is able to go at the highest altitude and still be able to survive, okay, like other birds are not able to do, okay. And so the eagle is able to see things from a much higher perspective, and it's a very powerful bird. So keep on rising high like the eagle, because the more you rise high above your circumstances, those things that may not seem clear to you, the higher you go, the clearer it becomes. That's just like when you are flying on an airplane. If you write down on the ground, all you're going to see is literally the ground and maybe some of the buildings and the trees that surround you, and you might be able to look up at the sky. But when you go up, the higher you go up in that airplane, the more you're able to see a clearer picture of what's happening around you. And so that's what we have to continue to do. Continue to rise in our spiritual nature. Continue to stay focused on the Most High. Continue to give reverence to the Most High, and to always stay in an energy of praise and being in gratitude and being thankful for the breath of life, and thankful for our purpose, and thankful for the reveal, thankful that the veil has been lifted. Thankful that the cords have been cut in a spiritual realm from all of these people that was operating in that dark energy. Okay, this says study the subject more. So if there's any questions that you might have, you might need to do more studying surrounding certain things so that you can really gain an understanding of what is happening at this time. Okay, let me pull one more and I'm going to go ahead and close out. This says your spiritual account reads infinite abundance because you have overcome lack mentality. So your spiritual account says infinite abundance. There is no cutoff point for the amount of abundance that you have in your life. And that doesn't just include material abundance. That includes peace. That includes happiness. That includes wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. That includes all of these things that keep you in that space of feeling full, where your cup is running over, okay? Your cup overfloweth, okay? So your spiritual account reads infinite abundance because you have overcome lack mentality. You're no longer worried about, well, what's going to happen tomorrow and how am I going to pay this next month? No, we stay in the now. We stay in the moment. We stay in the now. Staying in the now keeps you from being stressed out about the past, and it keeps you from being stressed out about the future. So in the now, we are breathing. In the now, we are healthy. In the now, we are strong. In the now, we can stay in that energy of gratitude, and we can stay balanced and at peace. So make sure that you stay focused on the now, what's happening in this moment. So that's what I got for y'all. If you'd like a private reading from me, you can always email me. My email will be in the description box below. I want you all to stay encouraged, stay empowered, keep focusing in on your purpose. Don't let anybody deter you or distract you, because we are protected and they are now doomed to their own demise. I love you, and I'll talk to you all next time.